Hi friends, family, whoever else might watch this. My name is David James, and my final episode of Walker airs June 5th at 8 p.m. on the CW and will be streaming the next day on the CW app. If you missed the news, Walker has been canceled, so this will be my final recap. A lot of you reach out to check on me, which I really appreciate. Some of you are worried that I was in mourning. Joke's on you, I'm in denial. I'll share some thoughts on Walker at the end of this video, but for now, I just want to make sure you're not totally lost going into watching my episode. So, let's do this one last time. You probably know it at this point, but Walker is a show about a guy named Walker.
Cordell Walker, Texas Ranger.
In the finale of last season, Walker got a call from an old friend, Detective David Luna, that one of their old cold cases had turned red hot. The infamous serial killer known as the Jackal had returned. The Jackal injects his victims with poison, feeds them rotting fruit for days, then buries them in a shallow grave with jackal teeth.
Look at the jackal teeth. There are multiple. He's gearing up.
Seems like it.
Walker has thrown himself full on into this case, so much so that it's become an obsession. In the last episode, his superior, Captain James, ordered Walker to head home and take a breather, but of course, in classic Walker fashion, he's gone rogue and booked a hotel room to continue his investigation.
Truth is, I can't be a good father, a good friend, a good partner until I get this guy off the streets. The only thing I can be good at right now is being a ranger.
Up next, let's check in with Walker's partner, Cassie Perez. Remember Detective Luna I mentioned earlier? The big, handsome, muscly one with the Fabio hair? Yeah, him and Cassie are totally a thing. Nothing breeds romance like fighting off a couple of meth heads and digging a dead body out of the dirt, right? Cassie recently introduced Luna to her brother Ben, which led Luna to divulge that he's actually moving to Austin and has transferred to the Austin PD. He's here to stay.
Well, this is the best news I've had all year, which might be saying something.
How about we just enjoy the moment?
I can do that.
Cue the romance music.
Tattered and torn. We fuss and we fight and delight in the tears that we cry until dawn.
Yikes. Yeah, maybe we'll go with something different. Okay, actually that seems to have worked for him. Great. And finally, the main event. Let's check in with Stella, August, Liam, Jerry, and our other big bad of the season, Joanna. To do this, we're gonna have to go way back. In Walker Season 1, we were introduced to Walker's best friend, Hoyt Rollins. And then he died.
Hey, no, hey, no, hey.
I always knew it in this way, but...
Before Hoyt died, he stole an antique necklace that belonged to one of his ancestors. And maybe one of Walker's? The necklace has been missing ever since, and is being menacingly hunted down by a woman named Joanna, who was recently revealed to be Hoyt's deadbeat mom. Joanna Rollins has been terrorizing Stella and August to find the necklace, or else she'll kill the whole Walker clan.
What do you want from me? Don't ask stupid questions. I thought you walkers are supposed to be the smart ones. You know what I want, and you're gonna get it for me now.
Also on Joanna's shit list is Sadie Yu, Hoyt's only daughter. Hoyt never knew he had a daughter, and Sadie just so happened to show up right before Joanna's reign of terror began. Connected much? Using a cryptic letter Hoyt wrote before he died, Stella discovered that the most likely resting place for the lost necklace is at Hoyt's childhood home. But before she set out to find it, August blabbed to Liam and Jerry about the whole necklace mess, forcing Stella to jump out her window and run off to put an end to the treasure hunt for good. So that's everything you need to know before watching my episode. It's got laughs, tears, and a very special musical performance from the best crew band in the business. When I think about all of you watching it, you could say I'm excitivous, which is a word I made up because, well, I'll let Cassie do that bit on Wednesday. Okay, so now that that's all done with, that you're caught up, I just wanted to read you my thoughts on Walker's cancellation, and I did it on a piece of paper so that I'm using my phone. Wanted to keep it unedited if possible, but here we go. Wanted to share a few thoughts on Walker's cancellation, which has left me with an emotional... Why already? I'm already starting to cry. Which has left me with an emotional wound that I'm not sure will ever fully heal. A lot of the cast and crew have shared thoughts on what made Walker so special to work on, but something I haven't seen anyone mention is that Walker was a show born deep in the pandemic. The writers' room had barely started meeting before the March lockdown, and there was a while where no one in Hollywood was sure we'd be able to continue working ever again. But eventually in the summer, the writers decided to give it a shot. We met on Zoom, no one really sure how we were going to pull it off and trying to maintain a semblance of normalcy. We weren't in an office, we were on screens in each other's homes. It was intimate, and we leaned on each other during arguably one of the darkest times of our lives. It didn't take long before we galvanized as a family, and we found a way to make our show, which required a lot of hoops that we gladly jumped through because we love what we do. Beyond the writers, producers, and execs, we had the absolute best crew in Austin, a team that was already a family before we ever showed up, and they graciously welcomed us LA interlopers with open arms to be a part of it. Our cast was out of this world, never phoning it in, always going full out, even 4 years into these characters and stories. I genuinely think that every member of our cast may have been given their best Walker performance in at least one episode this season. Especially, my episode, the women of Walker in my episode, guys, I'm telling you, they went nuts. And lastly, our post department, who like us, had to find some way to make things work remotely and always delivered amazing stuff despite going unsung as post often does, unfortunately. We may not have had the biggest budget in TV, but our stellar post team always made it feel like we did. And that was Walker, persevering against all odds to make a show that was as fun to watch as it was to make. I'm not sure I'll ever understand the decision to cancel us without letting us bring the show to a real conclusion, but I'll also never understand how I was so lucky to be a part of it in the first place. Thank you, Walker fam. I love you. See you sometime. Oh, and before I go, I just want to say one last thing. If for any reason anyone in our Walker family ever needs anything at all, I'll be right by my phone, ready to answer the
Okay, stop.
Come on, get into it. Come on,
Walker.
I'm not doing that.
caw.